Look, it's a Pikachu shirt. Oh my god. I actually found it at an op shop and I got it tailored to fit me because I'm in love with it. Anyway, unrelated to today's video, but I just thought I'd point it out. I've been also experimenting with different pink hair dyes after dyeing my hair pink, so hopefully this one's a winner. We'll see. I've tried a couple different ones so far and the longevity just isn't there. And don't get me wrong, color hair does fade like fast, but how fast? You know what I mean? Like, it was just ridiculous. After a couple washes, the color was gone. So I'm trying this one from r.e.m in the shade Sushi. I really love the color it gives, so I'm hoping that this is a good one. Anyway, today I wanted to talk to you guys about my favorite nude lipsticks. For myself, I have very, very like white looking lips, very pale pink, which means that it's really, really like so often that my lips end up looking like concealer lips. Back in the old MySpace days, and I don't like the look of concealer lips. I like to know I have lips, so it's really hard for me to find a nude that isn't the same color as my skin because I don't really have any pigment, so a lot of them look like a pink concealer rather than a pink lipstick. So I thought I'd share with you my favorite ones for you pasty girls out there that actually look good but still look that sort of pale nude romantic sort of color. So I've got brown and pinks to talk about today, but the first two I'm going to talk about is the Maybelline Ultimate Slim Lipsticks. I have the two shades here that both work as nudes. So this one in the shade More Buff, and I'm going to swatch them all on my arm as best I can for you. And this one is in the shade More Taupe. So these are the two shades here. This one is More Buff and this one is More Taupe. More Taupe is more of a brownie nude, whereas More Buff is more of the classic sort of mauvey pale pink toned nude. They're both really, really nice. These are the two colors here. So this one is in More Buff and that's in More Taupe. These I find are very, very comfortable formula. They are matte. Just be careful you push them down fully though, because you have to put up quite a bit of force to close them, weirdly enough. But I find these two, unlike the liquid form of the Maybelline lipsticks, are super comfortable. Oh god, they fade really gracefully and pretty, and I find both of these really work depending on what kind of nude I'm going for, whether it be like a brown or a pink. These are some of my favorites. They remind me a lot of vampire natural colors, like in Legacies and things like that, something Hope might wear. So I really, really like them. So this is r.e.m Beauty. This is Ariana Grande's makeup line. I hate how small the shade name is. This one is in the shade Roller Skates, and it is the perfect, really, really light nude color for my lips. It's very, very close to being concealer level, but it really, really looks good. I was a little worried about it looking like concealer on my lips. However, despite how pale it is, it does have a bit more of an orange undertone, so it's not too bad. So this is the shade here, which is Roller Skates. The next one I have to talk about, I've spoken about before, one of my all-time favorite lipsticks is Rosecliff from Nars. I've talked your ear like to death about this one. It's one of my most favorite shades ever. It's a really, really beautiful sort of alive color. Very much your lips but better, I think, for most people. For myself, it's more just my lips. If I had any pigment, I imagine they'd look like this. But this is the shade just here, and I absolutely love it. I think it looks incredible. This one is one I just purchased actually today, so I'm still kind of testing it out. It's the Milani matte lipsticks. I don't know, like it's a strange formula. I mean, I like matte lipsticks because if I want something more glossy, I'm just gonna add lip gloss, which I rarely do. But it's so soft for a matte lipstick. It's kind of weird, but I just ate and I had to touch up a little bit, but like the lasting power of this was insane. Anyway, it's called, the shade is called Pleasure, this one, and so far, so good. It is a first impression, so I'm not 100% sure on this one just yet. But I really, really like it. And this is what I read. You'll see it now swatched on my arm. It looks a lot more pigmented than what comes out of my lips. So keep that in mind with all of these, but that's the shade there in Pleasure. The next sort of neutral one I want to talk about is a bit more on the purplier side, or like the more pink side, which is a little bit less natural for me, but usually matches my blush perfectly. So it can kind of blend in and seem a little less obvious, depending on how much blush I've applied. So this is another one by Nars, one of my all-time favorites again, called Toujours, the one I can't pronounce. Probably one of my favorite lipsticks. It sucks that I don't speak French and I'm not too sure on the name, but I really, really like it. It's more of that purpley tone, but I find that it's quite sheer, so it still looks very natural and it just lasts like amazing. So that's the shade just here, and I'm absolutely obsessed with it. I think it looks really, really pretty. Although it does make me look pretty dead because it's cool toned and I don't exactly have a lot of pigment anywhere. This is another r.e.m. beauty lipstick. This one is in the shade Drive-In Movie. And I need to tell you something right now while I praise these a lot. They smell like those like Too Faced chocolate bar palettes back in the day. Like, oh my gosh, they smell identical to that. But I tried some of her darker shades, having loved these ones so much. So I picked the darker shade in Twilight because Twilight was a huge part of my adolescence and I was very much of the age that appealed to. We all read the books in school, that sort of thing. And so I picked it and it's like a very brown. It looked nice until I drank or ate anything or slightly moved my lips. It would just bleed, and I've never had that issue before, and for a matte lipstick to bleed is very strange. So I'd only recommend it r.e.m. in when it comes to the lighter shades. So this is the shade, oh god, so I'm still getting used to like swatches. This is the shade here in Drive-In Movie. I really, really like it. It's more of a bolder pink sort of nude. I think this, like, for a deeper skin tone would be like a really, really great sort of nude, but for myself, it's definitely a lipstick shade, you know. Swapping formulations a little bit onto liquid. The shade I have here is Christmas Cookie. It's by Jeffree Star, and I really, really like this. This reminds me, I don't know, like if you guys remember, it was like called like Virgin Lips or something, and it looked like lipstick without wearing lipstick, and I find this is like the absolute shade that works perfectly for that sort of thing. I'm not the best at swatching. I'm new to it, so I'm trying to do my best here, but that's the shade just there. I will have a close-up at the end instead of me awkwardly trying to hold up my arm in a strange direction. But absolutely love it. I love how tiny the applicator is. I struggle with lipstick a lot. It's my most hated makeup step because my lips are so small and the doe foots are so large, or the bullets are so large. And I really struggle with lipstick. It takes me way longer than my eyeliner or anything like that, and I'm very much a fan. I have here two of the Maybelline Matte Ink Superstay liquid lipsticks, one in a very bold pink and one in a very pale pink. So we'll start with the pale pink one. This is in the horoscope packaging, I think. It's 65 Seductress or Virgo. I'm not really into horoscopes myself, so I don't know if that's a good thing. I don't really know if there's good horoscopes, but it seems like people seem to hate some horoscopes and not others. Some people's star sign or whatever. Is star signs the same as horoscopes? I don't even know. And this other one in the much more pink shade is called Lover, 15 Cancer. I think part of the reason I'm not into horoscopes is because my birth sign is Cancer or whatever, my star sign. I don't know. But never liked being associated with a deadly illness that's like most likely fatal or will severely impair your health and life. And life expectancy. So I don't really love that for me. And people go, oh, like, I'm a Sagittarius, like, I'm a Leo, it sounds all majestic. And I'm like, oh yeah, I'm Cancer. You know, very confronting star sign. Excuse me for dropping stuff. So these are the two shades here. We've got Virgo or Seductress, and we've got Lover or the Cancer one. Despite me not being into star signs, I have noticed one thing since makeup has launched more and more of them, is that I always seem to like the Cancer shades. I don't know, I guess it's hard to hate something that's just a sort of bold muted pink. In terms of colour, I can't imagine many girls like not liking this shade, but interesting thing there. Feel free to take that as you will. As a bit of a bonus, I wanted to also include two lip gloss shades that are a little bit tinted that I will wear by themselves. So the two shades I have in these Maybelline lifter glosses, I absolutely love them. I think they deserve the hype 1,000,000%. I'm not a huge fan of lip gloss. I don't like it chunky. I don't like my lipstick together. I don't like feeling like I have lipstick on. I'm very sensitive to like tactile stuff. But these honestly feel more like an oil, and they fade into the lips, like sort of dissolve. Not so they're not there, but just so they're less harsh. They don't really sit on top of the lips like a film, like I feel like most lip glosses do, and they don't look, yeah, overly dramatic or, you know, like that sort of like when you can see visible little glitters. Not really for me personally. So I have it in the shade Moon and Topaz. These are the shades here. Moon is the pink one and Topaz is this sort of muted brownie color one, and I love both of them. I'm just getting into lip glosses as I'm becoming more and more comfortable with my femininity. Growing up at a time hanging around males, femininity was heavily criticized. So I'm getting used to wearing lip glosses and not feeling like a little anxious about wearing them, because it's something I would get teased about by my male friends. So I'm getting better, you know. It's a process and whatnot, and there's days where I will push myself and push my boundaries, and there's other days where I just want to relax and not have to constantly work on myself. So a bit of a long-winded thing there for lip glosses, but these are the two shades down here. So this is Moon and this is Topaz. I hope you guys really enjoyed watching this. Any other people out there who are sort of my skin tone and are really struggling with the same sort of problem, I really wish I had a video like this when I was going lipstick shopping, so I hope it helped. The reason I call this series, if you're wondering, Casper's collection, is because, as a joke, my dad growing up would call me Casper. Being an Australian, being somewhere where it's very sunny a lot of the year, he'd constantly be like, Casper needs sunscreen, you know, we got Casper in the back seat, she needs a hat, you know, wear sunglasses, and things I'm grateful for now but really bothered me as a child. So I thought this would be a really good intro in Casper's collection, talking about nudes that actually work and look well. I find that when it comes to nude lipsticks, I'm extremely fussy. When it comes to most lipsticks, there are makeup products I'll use and be like, oh yeah, I can make this work. But lipsticks, I really need a certain formulation, a certain feel when they're on the lips, and a certain level of longevity, as I'm not someone that likes to touch up my makeup all that often. So some days I'll wear lipstick at the start of the day, and by the end of the day I'll be gone, and I'll be fine with that. So I need a formula that will fade gracefully and will not leave a ring, like a blue ring octopus, around my lips, especially on the more bolder colors. So these are all formulas I stand by. Again, I haven't really enjoyed the darker shades in the r.e.m beauty ones or the Maybelline liquid lipsticks. I find the darker shades are very inconsistent, so just keep that in mind. And I hope you guys enjoyed this video of my lipsticks. I'll end with a close-up of all the swatches on the names by the side if you're wondering at all which one's which, and I'll hopefully get better at doing swatches soon. Thanks guys, bye. Oh, he's ready. Oh, little boy. Little boy's ready.
Oh, look at him. He's leaning on the table for support with one arm.